a little story for you. So on Wednesday, which was yesterday, correct? Yes, yesterday, I had an interview with Lee Waddell. You know who that is?
The name is familiar.
He is the original Ghostface.
Ah,
In the first, he was in the first and second one. He's also been in a bunch of other stuff too. So really excited about that. Like took the day off work, the whole deal. And so I set it all up. We got on the Zoom call. Um, we're going, talking, we get to the end of the conversation and I end the show. And he's like, ah, what do we want, man? That's great. Thanks for having me on. And I was like, yeah. And I go, wait a minute. I was like, that. So, and I start looking around. Dude, it didn't record a damn second. Did not record anything. I started it. It even said, recording still, like you said when you first started. I heard that exactly. And I just didn't check to see if it was still going. And at some point, it probably started and it stopped immediately.
oh my God. That is so
50,
heartbreaking.
50 minutes, dude. It was a great conversation too. And like, I was like, fuck me running.
Oh no.
But luckily, I told him, well, first of all, he goes, you're not the first person this happened, with me, especially. This is not the first time this has happened. So don't feel bad. He said, I'll have some stuff going on up until Thanksgiving, but after Thanksgiving, let's hook back up again. We'll just do this all over again.
Oh,
I was like, thank you so much. I was like, I'm so sorry. I think it was a good conversation. We chatted for like an hour or so,
right.
but yeah, dude, it was, I was heartbroken. So
What a solid though that he is like all good. We can do it again.
true.
That's wow.
Yeah, he's a great dude. Like he is so just down to earth and loves his fans and loves, talking about stuff. So I'm like, he's like, yeah, I'm all about it, man. Let me know. So yeah.
How'd you get hooked up with him? Were you just like chatting with him on Instagram or what?
Yeah, well, like I saw he popped up maybe 6 months ago or so on Instagram, just kind of popped up out of nowhere, and like I followed him, and he followed me back, and he likes most of my stuff, and I like all of his stuff. So one day I was like, I should hit him up and see if he'll be on the show. So I just said, hey, would you want to be on the podcast sometime? He's like, yeah. So we set it up. It was like less than a week. We were all hooked up doing it. So
That's freaking rad, dude. I
yeah,
love that
dude.
man.
I know, me too. Me too. I just wish I would just if I just double check that left hand corner, the top left hand corner. I wish I could have just ugh.
Now you
So
got me checking mine. I'm like, wait, let me
I,
see.
I see it. I see it on my side. So like I know it is recorded. But I think we got so into talking, we just never even noticed because
Yeah.
we both done a lot of podcasts on this, so you think we would have caught it, but it's like we were just really intently talking and discussing things and going back and forth and plus, okay, he had a delay on his side. So like he would talk for like 15 seconds and then he would freeze. And everything would freeze. And then he would acknowledge it was moving, he would catch up to what he was saying.
Yeah.
So we thought maybe that may have been an issue. That may have been, it may have cut off or we don't know. But yeah. But anyway, it was all good. It's like you said, we're gonna do it again. So uh, frustrations, dude.
Shit, man. Technology for us boomers, right?
Seriously, dude. I love it when it works. When it doesn't work, I just want to fucking just
Oh
destroy all
yeah.
of it. Just hammer. Hammer time, grr. But I'm showing my age there. But
Well,
anyway,
since we're talking about like, you know, meeting different horror icons, you and I have talked about going to Nashville Horror Con in April. It's April, right?
yep,
And this would that
dude.
that would be like your first con, right? Your first horror
No,
con?
no,
Or
no.
have you
I've
been
been
to
to a
one?
few.
Okay.
I've been to a few. It's been a few years. It's probably been two, yeah, 2 years, I guess, since I've been to one. So it's been a while. I think I've been to like four total so far. Not many, but I've been to a few. But I've never been to one here. So I've never been to the Nashville one. So this will be all new experience for me here. So, but and of course you've been to a few, right?
Yeah, I just went to one last month, Son of Monster Palooza out in LA, Burbank, and
Sweet.
so much fun. Got to meet like some really cool folks. Met Bill Mosley, who was just
Hell yeah.
freaking rad. Down
Fucking
to
love that
earth,
guy.
dude. Oh, he's
Yep.
great, man.
Mhm.
And he even when he signed my autograph, he said, "Lick my plate, you dog dick."
We were watching that today, dude. I was just watching that movie today. That's hilarious.
It's such a
Uh,
classic. TCM
oh,
2 is
it
so good.
is. Dude, that movie as a kid scared the fuck out of me. Like I could not sleep. I went to a friend's house. We watched it at night. Middle of the night, I wake up and I swore to Jesus that I heard chainsaws outside the window. I mean, I was like, I am not sleeping at all. I'm going to stay in this room because I hear chainsaws and I'm not going anywhere. So, yeah,
Dog will hunt.
dog will hunt. You get it. You get that bitch. Uh, You get, he's like, you get my plate, damn it. What the? He's like talking to me like, fuck you, motherfucker. You my plate. He's like, you know, he's going just back and forth. It's so funny.
Music is my life.
Dude, I
And
love
I met
Bill.
Caroline Williams too,
Oh,
Stretch.
nice. Yes. Oh, that's
And
right.
she is just like, she's such a sweetheart, an
Yeah.
absolute sweetheart.
I've never met her before, but I've seen her just give the fans it's 110%. So yeah.
Oh, she does. She's just so freaking cool. And
Yeah.
met Adam Green, director of the Hatchet movies.
Rude. Did you watch his show he had on?
Holliston,
Oh,
right?
Allison. Yes, dude, that show was
Yeah.
awesome. I love that
Yep.
show.
Dude, he's if you ever get a chance to meet him, he's just like a super cool, down to earth guy as well. Talked to him
Yeah.
for a bit, and yeah, just like super chill dude. And knowing that you got the con coming up in Nashville, I'm like, let's do it, man. Never been in Nashville before, so gonna make that trip out
Dude,
there so we can kick it and hang out in
I
real life for the first time.
I can't wait. I mean, everyone that comes here, like I'm from here, so it's like, same old shit. But like people that come here to visit, they were like, I love Nashville so much. I think it's just so much different than everywhere else on the freaking planet. So I hope you enjoy it here and get to see some cool people. I think there's gonna be a pretty good lineup coming up too. We're fortunate when people add it on every day, but so far it looks pretty decent. So
Yeah, from what I've seen, there was like Rose McGowan was gonna be there, which is pretty dope.
yep, she is so sweet. Oh my God. I met her in Indianapolis and just the sweetest person ever. Like she gave me so much. I was just like, you are the best. Like
Oh
unreal.
man, yeah, she's at the top of my list for sure. I'm like, I want to get some. I just like you. I love the Scream films, especially those first three. Those
Yeah.
first three, I think, are just like, and even the fourth one because it's directed by Wes Craven. But
Hmm.
those first three, especially, they're just
So
to me,
good, dude.
they just like captured the late 90s and early 2000s so perfectly with those films, and they're so nostalgic.
Yeah, the nostalgia just hits you right between the eyes, man. I love it. Like it makes you feel like I can watch Scream, and if I'm really immersed in it, I can like feel like I'm back like young again and like watching it for the first time. And it's great. It's
Yeah.
one of those films that will never get old to me. So I can really just sit back and be like, I'm in high school again. I'm young. I'm viral. I am vital. I matter. Wait a minute. Wait,
You
shit, I'm
still have
44
all
years
those
old.
things, man.
Ah,
You're
right.
all of those things still, sir.
You, you, mister, you watch yourself. Um, Actually, it's here's something that it may not happen. We're still working on a few things, but actually, Lee asked me before we stopped, before we were still on the podcast. He said, "So when are you coming to see me?" Just I thought he was just throwing that out. And I'm like, "Oh well, I'm going to try to come down or up to Pittsburgh. He's me in Pittsburgh in December. Yeah, so I'm trying to go to Pittsburgh in December to see you. I want to go. I've been wanting to go there for a while. I was supposed to go back in COVID, and it canceled. And he's like, well, let me know when you're going to come and hit me up and we'll meet up before and hang out. And I go, "Yeah." I just made it. No, I'm just kidding. But I was like,
That's
dude, that'd be awesome. I know, dude. So hopefully we can work that out. But if that does happen, I'm going to try to interview him there at the con
oh
um,
yeah.
live. So that'd be kind of cool too. So, but we'll see if that happens or not. Life always catches up with me. So hopefully it'll work out. But
I hope you can, man. That sounds dope. That's such a great opportunity. You get like that electricity at the con, and
dude, it's gonna be just. I won't say it. I was gonna say the LIT word, but my all the kids will be like, "Oh my God, what did you say?" It's gonna be awesome. Radical. Radical, man. Yeah. Hang
Totally
10.
tubular, dude.
Totally tubular. Yeah. Cowabunga. To the world, you know. My dad used to say that all the time to me. It's just funny to my dad. God rest his soul. He's up in heaven right now, looking down and going, "What the fuck are you doing now?" but he's always said that to me. And so actually, it's funny because now that he's gone, I have voice messages from him that I listen to every so often just to kind of get his get him in my head. And that's one of the things he said on one of them. I was like, I love that shit. But anyway, sorry. In the middle.
Oh, I mean, I do the same thing with because my grandparents raised me. So like I've got videos of my grandparents on my phone, and every once in a while I'll pull those out just so I can hear their voices. And it just, it's like, oh, okay. They're always
Yep.
there.
Yep. Exactly. That's when you lose people, it hits you to a place of your soul where you and I'm not religious anymore, but I do believe we have something that's makes us us. I'm not going to say it's a soul necessarily, but it's something like the soul.
Yeah.
Um, but there's a place in that place that those people live, and it's always important to reconnect with that place. Just for a moment at least to kind of recenter yourself, and kind of get focused and like, all right, life is okay. I'm going to be all right. So, yeah, I feel you, dude.
Couldn't agree more, man.
I'm Zen.
Totally zenned out, bro.
Mm,
It one of the things that as we talk about that, like one of the not I wouldn't say trend, but something that we see a lot more in horror films, especially like the recent horror films, is so many horror films centered around grief and how grief is processed and the like what was it? Talk to me.
yes. Yep. That's
I
one
mean,
of the ones that
drugs and grief.
dude like right into it. Like you can't have that movie without the grief part. Like that's what drives the whole movie. If you haven't seen that movie before, please go watch it because it is amazing. Yeah, that's the entire thing. And it really horror that hits on a different level like that. Because we love the dumb slashers and the crazy shit in the 80s, just bubble gum chainsaw, blood spurting everywhere. We love that. But the new horror, you have to kind of step back and go, okay, what are they trying to tell me in this movie? And that's one of those movies you just step back and go, wow, they are hitting right at the where my heart, I don't know the heart, but wherever my heart would be, it's hitting right there. So
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I've seen that film two or three times at this point, and
mm,
it's just for two first time two first time feature film directors, they knocked that film out of the park.
yep, I can agree more. Cannot agree more. They're uh they're on a roll. They should keep going because
Oh
that was
yeah,
one good movie. So,
I
but
know, and they got the sequel, like they're going to be making that, so it'll be interesting to
mhm.
see what they do next. And I echo what you said, like if you haven't seen Talk to Me at this point, I believe it's on Netflix now.
Oh, like
Fucking watch
pause
it.
pause this. Whatever you're gonna do, go watch that shit and come back and and
Yeah.
finish up listening to us jam. But that movie is just. Phew. But yeah, I'm thinking back to the movie right now. It's playing in my head right now, just of all the cool shit that we saw in that movie, and I'm just like, wow, that's just it. And it harkens back to a lot of stuff I think also with a lot of the psychological horror of the '90s as well,
Mhm.
um, which really hits on a different note for me and you especially since we're from that horror era.
Yep.
Um, all my kids are too young to even be thought about back in the '90s, so they'll never understand that connection we have with that. Which and I try to get that to them, but they'll never get it fully. So we were lucky and blessed to have lived through that decade. So
Couldn't agree more. I mean, between the movies and the music, and just like the 90s were such a magical time for
yep,
that. There
completely,
was,
dude.
yeah, there was so much uh, great media going on. And I feel like horror of the 90s gets such a bad rap. Like
Oh, dude, yes. God.
80s and 70s horror gets a lot of love, which it should. There's so many amazing classics that came out of the 80s and 70s that really helped to build the foundation of a lot of movies that we enjoy
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
But the 90s, man, like it doesn't get as much recognition as it probably should. Like In the Mouth of Madness is one of my favorite 90s movies.
I love that movie, dude.
It's so amazing.
Love it. It was such a unique story too, and just the scariness of it too. There's actually scary parts in it that if you're not really paying attention and you kind of like zone out for a minute and you focus back, something will scare the shit out of you. So, like,
Yeah.
and yeah, so was it Sutter Kane?
Yeah.
Do you read Sutter Kane? Oh, dude, that's good Lord. I need to watch that again now. Damn it. All right, cool. I'm gonna watch that tonight,
Oh,
actually.
yeah. That's a good movie to watch tonight, man.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Did the one scene with they're driving down the street and they see that thing riding the bicycle, and like
Yeah.
all you hear is that. So my friend group back in the '90s, we watched that film together. So every time we go down like a dark road, person driving will always go pop, 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 pop. And we think we hear it. What is that noise? And they go, "Oh my God, there's a guy on the bicycle! Oh my God!" It's a fuck with us so bad.
And the chick who like is like walking backwards and her head's all like contorted and shit. Oh
Oh
man,
my
what a trip
God,
that
dude.
movie.
That the end of that movie, well, I won't give away anything, but just the way that all wraps up in the end, I won't say anything. 'Cause if you haven't seen it before, go watch it. But that movie is so brilliant from start to finish. And Sam Neill, fucking love him so much, dude. Love him.
He's so good. And just when he freaking loses it, I love it when he loses it in a movie.
No, because he's such a straight-laced guy. And then he goes nuts and you go, this is the same guy. There's no way this is the same dude. So, lately. Because like Jurassic Park doesn't do him justice because he even stays pretty much in his lane in that movie. But when he's in that, and there's a couple other ones I can't think of the movies right off the top of my head, but when he gets to going, dude, it's fucking awesome. So,
Oh, it's great. It's
yep.
great. Yeah. Like outside of the Scream movies, because those are quintessential 90s. Um, what's the first horror movie that pops in your head that makes you think of the 1990s?
Urban legend.
Ah,
Dude,
classic.
that's not even like a question. Like when someone says '90s, I either think of Scream or Urban Legend. Like I know what you did last summer. It's also very important. It's also very high. But dude, Urban Legend is one of those films where it is stuck with me. I think the aesthetic around it just is what sucks me in. It's like H2O, Halloween H2O, or Cry Wolf. That fall at a school or like around a school, dude. I love that shit so much. So
That's such a great movie. I love Urban Legend, and Rebecca Gayheart in that movie goes hard.
dude. Dude, but Noxzema girl, like, come on, are you kidding us? What are you doing to us? Like hormones were raging. You throw this hot Noxzema chick at us. We're like, what are you doing? We already love the movie. You don't need to throw some hottie in front of us. Just let some other actors. We need to focus on the film, damn it. You know?
And peak Tara Reid. We have peak Tara Reid in there.
And you can't forget Jared Leto. I mean, come on. The Leto
Beautiful
was in full
man.
effect. He was a beautiful man. I I will tell people I wasn't a big fan of his Joker in the first Suicide Squad, which I wasn't, but then when he came about or he came around in the Justice League movie with the Zack Snyder cut, totally changed my mind about him completely. I was like, all right, I'm on board with that guy. So yeah, I'll give him props now. Because before I was like, fuck that guy. He didn't play good enough. But then he did that. I was like, all right, you're good. You're good. No problems.
It shows so much about like not only the script, what kind of script they're given, but also the editing, the way a film is edited, because it can totally change the vibe of a movie
Yeah.
completely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's the way it's funny because you can like turn a TV on, like MC, especially during Halloween or October, and the movie will be on. You go, oh, this is from the '90s. Like you could tell the way it looks of the '90s.
Mhm.
It's like that soft, kind of like smooth. Everything's like because nowadays everything's real crisp and clean. But back in the '90s, they had like that slow, almost that slow build video where it's like ooh, it's like the movie's like this. It's like
Yeah.
because now it's all like, yeah, I can almost tell just watching something. I can go, oh, that's '90s right there.
A movie that makes me also think of the 90s that gave me nightmares as a kid was Brain Scan.
Never seen that movie before.
Oh, dude, you've never seen. Oh
Never
man,
seen it.
Edward Furlong, right after Terminator 2.
Oh, so he was kicking ass then. So yes,
Oh,
definitely.
peak Edward Furlong, early 90s gamer movie where and this is like the basic premise. I won't give anything away, but
Okay.
he's like into all kinds of like his entire room is like what you would dream of as a teenager, like everything you could possibly want. He has high-tech TV, computer. He has like his own like virtual assistant that like helps him out with shit. And this is like 94. It's like pretty far
High
ahead of
tech.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets this disc in the mail called Brain Scan that's like the most immersive, intense, extreme horror game ever. Extreme.
Knock it out,
And
dude.
fucking A, bro. And so he's like, all right, I'm gonna play this. It's gonna be amazing. So he plays it, and some crazy shit happens. He's like, wow, that was an amazing experience. Well, he later finds out that the shit that's happening in the game is actually happening in real life. And that's where I'm gonna
Wait,
leave it.
is that the one with the guy on the front cover that has like the mirrored face?
It's like there's like a there's like Edward Furlong, and there's like this, yeah, big dude's
Yeah.
face,
Hold on
and
a
it's
hold on a second. Let me pull it up on IMDb because I got to see this because I think I know what you're talking about, but it's killing me. I hate when I can't like. I use this IMDb app on my phone more than any other app on my damn phone. I'm serious. It's freaking crazy. Yeah, 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 yeah. This guy.
exactly that's it.
Yeah, it's like it's exactly mirrored. If you look at that, like his face is just like cut in half and it's just mirrored on the other side. So okay, yeah. All right, I'm gonna
Trickster,
put that
that's
on my
his
list.
name.
Trickster. There we go. All right, I'll put it on my watch list. It's on my watch list. Sweet. All right.
Yes.
That may be tonight. Who knows?
Let me know about it. I mean, that would actually be a pretty, if you're able to do a double feature, that would be a pretty dope double feature of like
Dude. Mouth of
In and Out the
Madness and then Brain
Madness and
Scan.
Brain Scan.
Mm, that's solid. All right, we're gonna try to work that out. Good deal. Good deal. Thank you for the recommendation, sir. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's such a
Mm.
service. Yeah.
I'll send my money to you later. Oh
Well,
man.
I know. So we were talking about a newer movie earlier that we both watched. You watched it like a little bit ago. I watched it on, and I think it was like Friday night. When Evil Lurks.
Dude, that movie is fucked. It is
I told
straight
you.
up fucked. Like you told me, you said, don't watch the trailer, just go into it blind. And I go, well, you're fine there because I don't watch trailers. And if I do, it's like the first like 10 seconds, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And I was like, I'm totally blind. I know nothing about this. I've seen people post the poster on Instagram, but and nothing about it. I kept all that away. I did hear they had something to do with possession, but that's
Right.
all I heard. So when I was watching it, the very first like scene where shit happens, I'm just like, what the fuck? And then a little later, I was like, what the fuck? And then a little later, I was like, what the oh my. She was like, I think I was like, Desmond, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? You're like, just wait. I'm like, no. But it was a good recommendation. Like, I've never seen a film like this before, ever.
There's something about like again another film that's outside of the United States. Like Talk to Me isn't an American film. That's a
Right.
film from Australia. This film is a Spanish language film, and there's something about films outside of the West that just they hit different. They don't really they really push the boundaries of
Yep.
what is like traditionally acceptable in ways. Like,
They didn't push the boundary. They took that boundary and put some TNT underneath it and then blew that shit up. It doesn't even exist anymore, dude. Like it's out of there. Like they looked at that boundary and they said, ha, 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 I'm gonna show you the boundary, and then took it and swung it around their head and flung it into space. Dude, they hit on
man,
like all the no-no parts. Like all,
yeah.
I say that, in jest. Like all the things that American films won't hit on, they just hit it head on without even like not even flinching. Um, I love how like they'll hint towards things, and you go, oh, that's gonna happen right there. That's gonna happen, and they just feed it and feed it and feed it and feed it. And you go, okay, maybe it's gonna happen. It happens. You go, oh my god! So,
And they do it in
we
full
talking?
view too. They don't cut away, like you see that shit.
Yeah. Are we going spoilers or are we doing non-spoilers?
Yeah,
Either
we're
way.
gonna go full spoilers. I'll put up a spoiler warning before this part.
Okay, I just want to make sure that because dude, let
We
me tell you
got
two
to.
things. There's two things in this world that I hate the most. Right here. Listen, youngins. Number one, people that can't drive. Bothers the fuck out of me. Number two, people that ruin movies or TV shows for other people. Those two, if you do those things, I will hunt you down. And I'm old, so I can buy a scooter and fly after your ass.
You'll do
But
a Liam Neeson.
well, I will do more than Liam Neeson. I'll do a fucking Mel Gibson.
Oh
I'll do a
shit.
fucking what's the dude's name? It was in Gladiator.
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe you in like that the movie about the road rage. I'll get you like that.
Russell
I'll
Crowe
get
your ass.
I will Russell Crowe your ass. I will get an SUV and I will yeah, same way. I'll get my walker after you. I'll put some machine guns on the bottom of it.
That's an
Anyway,
amazing image.
it isn't
A
really.
walker with machine guns on it.
We should make a movie like that. Seriously,
Machine gun walker.
dude. That's our movie. That's our movie. Look for that next summer.
Machine gun walker.
Brr. I'll be the star, of course, because I'm like
Of
85,000 years old,
course.
and you'll be like my young sidekick. You'll be like, ah, oh, my back.
I got you, man. Here's your painkiller. Right,
Where's my,
right into the
where's my pill?
veins.
Where's my pill and pregnant cup? I need to go to bed now. You're like, no, we're going to fight crime. Okay, whatever, Sonny.
Here's your reload.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of load, need to be changed. Oh, shit. It'd be like a buddy cop in a horror comedy. There you go.
I'm into it. It sounds like a perfect bromance
Seriously.
comedy horror.
Seriously, it's like the younger guy falls for the older guy, and they're both like buddies, and one changes the other's diaper, and then one gives the other guy like all the advice and stuff. And back when I was your age, that shit like that. So
As I'm changing your diaper.
who is he on the ball sack there, buddy? It's just a little raw. It's a little chafed. Wow, that took a dirty turn right there, guys. Wow. I
It's
guess you could
okay. I'm
call us
not
that.
monetized.
Yeah, but I guess you can call us outside of the realm of U.S. podcasting. I don't know. In the
I
same
like to
vein,
change grown men.
I mean, I like to be changed. So there you go. I mean, whatever.
We all have our hobbies.
I mean, true. Yeah. Good point. Good point. But wait, back to the movie.
So when evil lurks.
Let's digress. Let's digress. Let's go back. Let's take a trip back.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, there are some scenes in that movie where okay. The scene where let's just start from that very first like intense scene, like the one that really sells it, the one he goes to his ex's house and they're arguing back and forth, And of course he just strips naked and you're like, okay, here's my butt, here's my dick. It's all just out there for you. And you see the dog. The dog keeps coming around, Like something happened with that dog. And they kind of hint to the fact that like animals go crazy when the possessed are around, the possessed one or whatever.
Mhm.
And it keeps showing that and showing that. And then like it shows the little girl standing next to the dog. And I'm like, she keeps like circling it. And then it cuts away. And I'm like, okay, so I guess we're cool, right? No worries. Does it again. Yeah. I guess it's a red herring. And then nowhere, dude. Out of fucking nowhere. That dog just goes and just, I mean, lunges at her, grabs her by the head, and then just like you can say, done cut away. How did they do that?
And drags her down the street too. He just grabs her
Yeah.
by the neck and just takes her out with him.
But like, because it shows her moving before, and then I wonder how they pull that off, like filming wise. You know, I don't know,
Yeah,
dude.
man.
That's
That was
intense.
such like the the setup for all of that, and how like even before that happened, when they see the first possessed dude, and how it's like you can't touch them, you can't come near their clothing, like anything that's touched a possessed needs to be burned.
Hmm.
And we get that little hint that some shit's about to go down when the dog's like sniffing his clothes, so he's like
Hmm.
touched the clothing that's had some contact with the possessed.
Hmm.
And so yeah, the dogs and then the kids, that's what, or the animals first, then the
Yep.
children, because
And the
children are
kids.
the closest to evil. Like
Yes. Which I totally agree with. My kids are completely evil. So I totally agree with that. Whoever wrote that movie was dead on a parent of evil children because we'll talk later. You know, whoever the director was, I'll call you. We'll talk. We can share stories. I'm just kidding, kids. I love you. Um, but okay, so the scene where they go and they find the dog and the dude shoots him and then he comes back and then the little girl is like okay, she's like right, she's like nothing's wrong with her. I'm like oh she's possessed, like there's no doubt in my mind she's fucking possessed. And then she whispers in her mom's ear, "Daddy's gonna come back and hit you with the truck." You know, it's like what'd you say? Well, he's gonna drive home and then bam, and you're going oh, so the ex is going to drive away and then come back and be so mad he's going to run over the mom. That's what I thought in my mind. And then all of a sudden, like, because I wouldn't really think, because I know you know, it's a real dad, but it was like, oh, I think the daughter was actually his daughter. So it was like,
yeah.
yeah. So I wasn't thinking that clearly. Well, then he goes to leave, and of course he has to dodge out of the way of the truck. And so right as the truck was like they're standing right here, like right here, and the truck was like this. I paused it right here. Do you have a picture? Hold on, let me see if I can show you the picture. Dude, it's crazy as fuck. Um, let's see if I can show you. Come on. There you go. All right, see if you can see that. Can you see that? It's let me see if I can get it to focus. Do you see the truck though?
A
Like
little bit.
right
Yeah, yeah,
here,
yeah.
like
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there
yeah,
is
yeah.
is the woman, and there's the kid. Like I paused it right on that scene. I was like, no way. So I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna hit play and some bad shit's about to go down. Like I'm like, I had to like prepare myself. I was like, all right, I'm gonna press play now. Okay, here we go. Are you ready, brain? Are you ready, heart? Okay. You know, I was like fucking crazy out of my mind.
And the little kid, the little girl's like dancing, all happy.
Yeah. But it's funny because you watch that slow motion, like she gets hit by the truck too, and then it shows her she's dancing. You're like, oh my god, you got run over by a truck and now you're dancing on the side of the road. Like, oh, fuck, crazy evil kid. Damn.
Oh, bro. Yeah, that was freaking wild. And like, you know, he was even being warned, like, don't kill the dog. It's gonna like infect you next. And sure as
Yep.
shit,
Yep.
that dad gets possessed next. And
Yep. Yep.
he goes and just freaking squashes mom, who then later
Yes.
comes back.
But
And
see,
we'll get to that.
yeah, but she's all fucked up on side of the face, which is weird because I was like, well, shouldn't she be like the little girl? Because the little girl was fucked up, but she was like fine. So I it was like cool how they kept her in that state. So yeah, but,
She got pancaked.
dude, she got fucking squashed like a damn mosquito. Like the blood splatter on that house was like, oh shit,
So good, bro.
dude. I mean, this is probably the best film. This is like so right now. I think my favorite film of the year. What did I got a list going because I think I'm gonna do like a top five or top 10. Sitting at my top right now is let's no, hold on, let me go back. Here we go. 20. Okay, so right now, Dark Harvest is my number one.
Ooh, I gotta check
You've seen
that one
Dark?
out.
Dude, that's good shit. Like it's original. It's good. I'm not gonna say a word about it. You just go watch it. Good. But Totally Killer is my number two, which I love that movie so much. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen that one yet. It's on my
Dude, there's
list
two
though.
movies. There's
Right.
your double header right there. But this
Boom.
movie, they actually move up into the first spot. It's that fucking good.
Ooh. Dude, I yeah, for me, it's my favorite. I'm actually looking at my list right now too. And like
Yeah, I love doing
for
that.
me, it's When Evil Lurks and then Talk to Me. Like it's those two are the tippy top.
It'd be top. We talk, yeah,
Tippy
talk is for
top.
three. So yeah, but like, yeah, Talk to Me probably be your top one still. Holiday Killer was more of a Back to the Future thing with me. I just have a big thing for that movie, so that's probably why it's so high on my list. But yeah,
And what was her name? Kiernan Shipka?
Shipka,
Sherpa?
yeah, that, what you just said. Yes, exactly. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it,
And can we talk about like when the mom comes back and she's just hollowing out her son's head, like pulling his
dude.
brains out?
That okay, so it shows him from like real far back, and she's like flicking the lights on and off because you don't want to keep him on the entire time. And he sees her, sees someone walking. He gets closer, and he sees that it's her. And he gets closer and sees that she's holding the kid still. And then he pulls up next to her. She's using that kid like a Halloween bucket.
Yep.
Um, only thing missing is the handle. I mean, she is all up in his brain matter, and she is chomping that shit like a Reese's peanut butter cup, dude. She is just devouring those brains, dude. I'm like, that is fucked up. Like, damn. What
I
were your
you know
thoughts?
I I mean I loved it. I love this movie and I love the fact that they really didn't hold anything back. Um, I I like it when my horror films like just go for it. They really just say, you know what, fuck it, yeah, everyone's gonna pretty much get it, except for like the two brothers,
Right.
who have to
Which,
live with all of this.
yeah, but like, yeah, they just destroyed. So yeah, so it's like they're alive, but are they really alive? You know,
Right. I mean, even his mom is dead because his son ate
freaking
her.
ate her. He was like pulling her hair out of his mouth. And then like her necklace fall, dude. That is the most sickest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But I was like, yes, that's
Yeah.
you know, I was like, that is rock and roll right there. Like literally spinning up your grandmother. Like that's so sick.
While eating his apple ice cream. He finally got his apple ice cream.
He did, and I've never tried that before. And I want to try that because that looks really fucking good.
It did look really good, right?
I mean, other than the brains and the blood and the necklace coming out of his mouth afterward, but other than that, it looked really good. So
Yeah. Yeah. No hair, please.
yeah, I'll leave the hair out. I think it was a little bit of skull there too. I think a little bit of skulls attached to there too. It's just and brain and scalp, all that stuff. What if you had to use like a
Yeah.
little hammer to knock through that skull before you got to the brains? Hold still,
Dude,
Grandma. I got to get to that brain.
the brain, the tasty brain.
Incredible. I'll make you proud.
I also love like all the lore building they did.
Yeah, dude, he did it so well.
Yeah, and all the little rules where it's like, you don't use electric lights. That's why like he kept flicking the light off and on, his
Yep,
headlights, because it was like,
yep,
okay, don't want to have that around the evil.
right, right.
You don't kill the possessed because then it basically just spreads. And
Jump, yeah, spreads and jumps, yeah.
yeah, and then of course by the end, the dad, he was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. And he births evil, basically bursts like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
antichrist.
Like he literally like there was the moment where she goes, the little girl's going, go there's the axe in another room, go get it and come back. He's like, don't listen to her. She's telling you a lie. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. And he just goes, fuck you. You know nothing. I know everything. I'm gonna go get this and come back. I'm like, you fucking idiot. You just killed everyone. Good job. You're an idiot. So, and he thinks breaking the window and like open it all, like, just stay in there. Just die. Just lay down on the floor. Just take your own life, whatever. You're gonna anyway. So what he doesn't.
It was definitely at the end of that film, I was like, oh, you fucking deserve everything that's coming to you, you fucking dumbass. You've come this far. You
I
went this
know.
far.
Like you have gone through so much shit to save the people you love, and then to just literally throw it out the window. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? But looking back, once the film finishes, like it's almost like you're like Okay, okay, he went through all this stuff. Now he's to the end. What it is what it is. Like you can't change anything. His mom is now dead. His son is still dealing with his autism and being possessed and all this other stuff. Um, Everyone he cares about is pretty much gone. So it's like I guess I can see why he just said fuck it, but at the same point, it's like why? Like why say fuck it?
Because he's a dumbass.
Dumbest motherfucker I've seen in a film in a long time. Seriously. They should have like dumb motherfucker awards. He'd probably be right up in the top two. So
Just right across his forehead.
yeah, just stamped.
And the no regrets
No regrets.
tattoo.
Yep. Just it'd start right here and end over here. It'd be spelled extra with extra letters.
But still, like,
Oh
fucking great movie. Probably, I mean, that and Talk to Me are my favorite possession films of the year.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, hands down, dude. Hands down.
and I I've like toyed with the idea of watching Exorcist Believer just out of morbid curiosity,
Dude,
but I'm not
dude,
gonna do it.
dude. I watched it
Oh no.
and I liked it.
Really?
I did. I really did like it. Here's why. I'll give you a little history behind why I like it. So I talked to my boy John, New England Home of Horror, and he's a huge Exorcist fan. So I said, "All right, should I watch this movie?" He's like, "Well, I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it first and I'll tell you what I think." So he comes back. He's like, "Dude, there's flaws. There's things wrong with it, but first of all, it's part of a trilogy. So the first movie in a trilogy. Second of all, it's not trying to, copy the first film. It's trying to build off what's already been done over so many films. It's trying to tell a whole new story, sort of, you know. Um, so go into it watching it like that, and they'll give you a different appreciation for it. So I said, okay, cool, I'm down. Watched it, came out of it, dude. At the end, like my soul was like hurting. I was like, damn, like that hit me in a weird way that I never thought it would hit me. So knowing those things going into it, I was like, all right, this may just way tank, or it may take off, and it did. It took off. So I would say give it a try. Honestly,
I'll have to.
just if you're not
Okay.
busy,
No, I got the weekend. I took Monday off. So,
dude. There you go. You got your Mondays. Got your Monday all figured out.
oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, let me know what you think because I'm really anxious to hear what you think. Knowing those things, of course, because like I said, it's not a perfect film, but it definitely takes a whole different look at the way Exorcist kind of runs itself, if you could call it that.
Right.
I'm gonna give anything away here like, at all because obviously it's 2023 and the first one was made back in the 70s. So, um, but it definitely is. People look at it and they go, "Oh, it's not like the first one." Well, of course it's not like the first one. They didn't even try that shit. So when I heard it sucked, I was like, "Oh, that sucks," And then John told me that I was like, "All right, let me back up and start over again." And it helped me a lot when I actually took the time to back up for a minute, go into it the different mindset, different lens. Mhm. So yeah,
All right. All right. I'm gonna have to give it a chance then. I'll have to give it a watch.
and you might not like it. You might not like it at all. But yeah, just let me know what your thoughts are because I'm really curious to think what you know what you think about it. So.
Yeah. All right. I think I got my weekend planned out.
Yeah. A little post-October horror film marathon. Sweet.
I mean, anytime horror anytime. It's not just on Halloween.
That's right. Halloween is always in our souls, correct?
Always, always.
We're like that little girl. She's like, Halloween is always in my soul. I love the girl. She's awesome. Oh my God.
Oh shit!
Um,
Have you
but
seen the new
yeah,
Saw movie?
well, we started watching it on one of my sites that I use to watch movies on that's not really on the up and up, so to speak. I won't say what that means exactly because I don't want to go to jail. I'm just kidding. But no, yeah. But it didn't work out. We got like the first like 5 minutes and then it started fucking up, and I was like, well, shit. So I'm gonna try to let me think my words really carefully here. I'm going to attempt to watch it at a later time when I know I it won't mess up. That's all I can say.
Okay. You'll sail
And I
the high
say
seas at a different time.
yes, and I say don't listen to that at all. Just let it go, man. Just let it go.
Just like Frozen. Let it go.
Let
Let
it
it go.
go. Let it go.
Wow, you have a voice of an angel.
Or a demon.
A
Ooh,
fallen angel.
there we go. I'm Lucifer. Thank you. Oh, my username should be Lucifer.
Or what do we call the machine gun walker?
Oh, it's the Machine Gun Walker. Dude, that's fucking perfect. All right. I'm Machine Gun Walker. Perfect. Call me Gunner.
Oh
Oh my
man.
God. Dude, I'm telling you. I love cutting up with you, man. 'Cause you're like, we get each other, I swear. It's funny.
Oh yeah. You get me, man. You
Mm.
see me.
See,
I see you.
see. I'm looking down here, but I see you up here.
Yeah. I can't quit you.
I won't quit you. Are you on the mountain now? Is that where we are? We're in the mountain? All right, all
we're
right.
definitely, yeah, we're approaching that Brokeback Mountain for sure.
We're about to break this mountain. I mean, yeah, totally.
Just
Or
don't
break
tell
your
your
back.
wife.
Yeah, or break your back. Ah, she's cool with it. Don't worry about it. It's all right.
It's
Honey, if you're watching right now, I love you too.
just some male bonding. It's okay.
Totally. Well, when I talked to Skynet Video, Taylor, he and I have very choice words for each other as well. And she always looks at me like, what the hell? I'm like, what? It's just two guys talking. Just let it go. Let it go. Just again, let it go. So there you go.
This is how men show love for one another.
That's right. There's
How we
there's a video of a guy. He's like, and the caption was when all of a sudden you think about your bro, and he's taking out avocados out of the fridge in a sack, and he pulls it out, and it looks like two testicles hanging. He goes, and he's like going over his face, and he's like, "Ah." I'll find it. I'll send it to you, dude. It's hilarious. It is so freaking funny. Uh,
Oh, that sounds amazing.
it is. No, it definitely is. He's a few of them like that, but I'll send you the video link to that
uh,
one. So
that sounds
good stuff.
perfect.
Oh, it is.
So one other thing I wanted to bring up to you is I've recently gotten back into reading, but specifically, I used to read like a lot of mystery and detective novels and some horror books. But recently, I picked up reading again because I read Hellbound Heart.
Ooh, yeah.
And oh my fucking God, it's such a great uh, kind of extra little supplemental piece to the film. It adds so much more to the movie. And in a way, it makes both Frank and Julia so much creepier.
How'd they get creepier, dude? Seriously, they're already creepy as shit.
They just like in the book, it's just there's something about them that's even more twisted because you get more of like what's going on inside of Frank's head, what's going on inside Julia's head, and how twisted they are and how what Frank's intentions truly are. Like we know what his intentions are in the movie.
Come to daddy.
Come to daddy.
Sorry. What's other there? Sorry. All right. Continue.
I had to take a photo of that too in the book.
Saw that, dude. Saw that. It is great. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
Oh, dude, when I
Ah,
was reading the book, I said it out loud. I was like, come to daddy.
yes. That is our thing, dude. That is our thing. All right.
Oh, dude, it's just like it adds so much to the film, and Kirsty's character isn't the daughter. She's like a friend of Rory, who's actually Larry in the movie.
Right. Uh-huh.
They're just really good friends in the book.
Hmm.
And so the dynamic is a bit different where she just more feels bad for the Larry character and
Hmm.
more like, oh my God, his wife is totally fucking him over, and I want to expose this bitch and like tell him what she's doing because she just thinks that Julia's cheating on him until obviously she's like, yo, you're feeding men to this skin monster. What the fuck?
Dude, that movie is so brilliant in so many ways, but to know that there's more, I don't read. I'm old and can't see, so I just let sure just tell me all the stories. But I may have to actually break my rule and or maybe do like the book on tape or whatever. Listen to me, book on tape. Do you hear what I just said, dude? I said book on tape.
But I know what you mean. I nodded along. So I'm like, yeah, I know exactly what you mean because I used
Oh
to
my
do book
God.
on tape in the car on long car rides.
You have young kids watching this going, what the hell is he talking about? What the fuck did he just say?
It's okay. My demographic is mostly females from the age of 35 to 44. So it's totally fine.
Oh, Grandpa knows what he's doing. All right, good for him. Book on. Dude, you need to clip that and send it to me so I can put it on my page. Seriously, God. Okay.
Will do happily.
Okay. Audio book. There we go. We back on. I want to listen to an audio book.
And
We
it's
happy now? We
short.
all are good? Really? Like how long
Yeah,
is it, you think?
like 160 pages. So
Not bad.
really short. I finished it. I think I read it in one day. I just like it's so easy to read. It's just,
Yeah.
I mean, Clive Barker's writing is just fantastic.
Brilliant.
It's yeah. And
Yep.
so reading that sent me down a rabbit hole of like, okay, I want to read like more fucked up stories, like take it a step further. So I've gone down a rabbit hole of reading extreme horror books.
Nice.
And there's a genre called splatterpunk that
Oh
I've
my God.
totally gotten into.
I bet that is just insane.
Oh, there's so many stories that I've read that are just fucking depraved, but so well written. There's this one writer who I love her writing. Her
Mm.
name is Judith Sonnet, and I read one of her books called No One Rides for Free,
Ooh.
and it's based on, well, it's not based but inspired by movies like Last House on the Left and
Ooh.
I Spit on Your Grave. Basically that
Yeah.
whole like rape revenge genre subgenre,
Mm.
and it's basically about like this mom with her two kids who are college, taking them
Mm.
back to school, and they're on this road trip. She goes to get gas. She comes back to her car, and there's this nasty dude that has like gotten in their car with them,
Mm.
and is holding her kids at gunpoint.
Oh my God.
And from there, it is like the most fucked up shit I've ever read. I don't think I've ever, you could not film this book. There's no way this
Mm.
could ever, it's like not filmable. And there's a
Wow.
point about 65 pages in, it's only about 100 pages long. And about, yeah, 65 pages in, there's a big warning that
Oh,
says, after this point in the book, everything that you were about to read is everything taboo. And if you are easily offended, if you are made queasy by anything, or if you
shit.
are like faint of heart and can't handle this, find a kinder book.
Yeah, dude.
And if you do decide to continue, remember it's only a book. It's only a book. It's only a book. I was like, yo, the last house on the left reference. I was like, okay, now I got to keep going because you've enticed me.
Yeah.
And bro, no joke, the rest
Paid
of the
off.
book, ooh, wow. It was fucked up, but so well written. And the payoff by the end of it was worth it.
That's dude, that's awesome. It's so good when you find something like that that actually pays off. Like it's so much more satisfying because you know that what you put yourself through, um, it's all worth it in the end because it completes the story, it completes what you want, either what you want or what you don't want. Either I don't like either care, either way, I don't care. As long as it completes one thing, I'm cool with it. Most people hate it when the good guy doesn't win or good, evil wins out. But either way, if it's told really well or written really well, then I'm all for it. So yeah.
Yeah, dude. True horror. True horror, a lot of times, good
Mhm.
doesn't prevail.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, that's the real world, I mean, look at all the shit that happens in our world right now. What shit's going on now? So, like, evil always wins. We don't give it the credit it deserves. And I say the fact that like it actually pulls the shit off. Not that it actually deserves it because it's, well accepted. It's just the fact that it actually happened. But did you watch Skinamarink?
I haven't watched
Dude,
that.
don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just
I've heard it's
that's
like super art housey, right?
It is, but here's why. Here's my thing, and I'm gonna kind of spoil it a little bit, but I really need to because I don't want you wasting an hour and whatever it is on this. I'd say I really, if friends don't let friends watch Skinamarink, that's just the way it is. Um, yeah, but it's a slow burn, and I love a slow burn, and I'm the biggest slow burn fan of all time. It slow burns the entire film and no payoff. That's why it fails. That's why I fucking hated it. And I told John we were talking about it on their podcast, and I said Skinamarink, what Skinamarink does is it takes horror, it turns it upside down, but it forgets to flip it back over at the end. And he goes, "Wow, dude, that's epic. I didn't even think about that." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, it flips it over, and you're like, "Oh, this is interesting," but he never flips it back. So you're left with this. Okay, we got this new thing. Do something. Like that little the guy with the stick poking the thing. Do something. It's that. So,
Ugh,
mhm.
bro, talk about like that
I
sounds
know,
like
dude.
edging. Like you're edging, and it's like, nope,
You got,
no
yeah.
payoff.
The best part of edging is the payoff. Like that's what you
Yeah.
do it. So edging someone to the end and then going, never mind. That's wrong. That's so wrong. You know what I mean?
No,
I
thank
mean,
you.
being old,
Pass.
especially, man, I'll get castrated for that shit. Damn. Fuck it, No, never again, never again.
I wasted an hour and a half for this,
And now I just have the bluest balls on the planet. Thank you.
and now it's past my bedtime. Thank you, Skinamarink.
Where's my pill and pudding? I'm going to bed, damn it.
My pill and pudding.
That's all right.
I
If you
need
get
a
the pudding, you can.
change.
How about the? Yeah, okay. Well, yeah. First, I'm gonna eat my pudding, and then I'll make you a surprise. How about that? No, and the surprise with Skinamarink.
Oh no. That's just
It
that's just the biggest fuck you right there.
really is. It really is. I was very depressed. Because I was excited. I was like, this looks interesting and weird and different. And like I said, the first half of the movie, I was like, all right, good build up. And the build up just kept on going. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, this is supposed to be a turn. This is the climax. No climax. And if I don't climax, I'm not a happy camper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude. You
So
know what I was really disappointed in was VHS 85.
I haven't seen it yet. So you
There's
didn't.
there's one really good one. Like
Mm.
it's it's the I think it's called like Dream something, Dream Killer. I forget exactly the name of it, but it's the one where it's like someone's dreams are being recorded onto a tape. It's really
Ooh,
cool. It's like the best segment, and it's
I'll
by
check that out.
that's the same director who did Sinister.
Oh, okay. I love Sinister. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's easily the best story. I think it might be like the second to last one. So if you're gonna watch it, just watch that one because that's the only one really worth it.
Yeah.
Um, it's on Shudder, so I mean you could just watch it and whatever.
Yeah.
It was better than 99. I thought 99 was pretty bad.
I didn't like that either. So yeah.
Yeah, that one was just like I mean 94 was pretty good. That was a fun one, but
Yeah.
85 was just like there was so much potential there and it was such a big letdown.
Oh,
But I know we're probably like getting close to time here. I know we've been going
Oh
for a
yeah.
while, but I've got one more recommendation for you if you're into Japanese horror films.
Yeah, you lay it on me, man. I'm ready.
It's on Shudder.
Okay.
Evil Dead Trap.
Ooh, I've heard of that one before, actually. Okay.
It's like
Let me add it to my list.
precursor to the Saw movies.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Still dead
And
trap.
Evil Dead Trap. It goes hard.
Okay, here it is.
And
Gotcha.
the gore, fantastic. The kills, fantastic. It really does push the boundaries. Um,
Nice.
it basically the basic premise is TV reporter gets sent a snuff tape.
Mhm.
Her and her TV crew are trying to figure out where the snuff tape was made,
Right.
and they get more than what they bargained for.
Ooh, dude, I'm excited. All right, I'll check it out instantly. That sounds really good. Love that. It was kind of like 8 millimeter was one I liked with Nicolas Cage, and there's one of the one about a snuff films and kind of like
Oh, eight
trying to find
millimeter.
origins. Yeah, that movie's
Yeah,
great.
such a
Um,
great movie.
oh no, dude, Cage knocked out of the park with that one. But yeah, no, it's on my list, so definitely gonna watch that. I'll watch it at work or something maybe. So
Fuck yeah. Well, let me
hell
know
yeah,
what you
dude.
think of it. And dude, thank you for being my first.
Yes. Oh, I popped that cherry just nicely, didn't I?
You are so gentle.
I lied. I try. I do try. I'm old, so I know how it works.
Well, dude, plug your shit. What do you got going on? You got your YouTube channel, Scream for Me. What else you got going on?
Um, not a lot, honestly. That's actually my main focus at the moment. I've done a lot of some more guests. Just the story of Lee Waddell. That's gonna be in the future. But I'm definitely pushing that. Uh, just a heads up. I might be joining the Check the Candy crew. It's still in the works at the moment. So still doing my own thing, but kind of under the umbrella of them and kind of helping them out in a few things. So it's still in the works. So we're still kind of talking back and forth, but that's something I'm working toward right now, and that's huge. So, but yeah, just the podcast is definitely taking up a lot of my time, but I love it though. I love doing stuff like this. I love interviewing people and talking and getting to know other people, and just I'm gonna start doing movie reviews probably, like short indie horror films. I'll review some of the big ones too, but I love since I was in one. Oh yeah, Nest. Another thing I got to plug. I was in a short film called Nest. It was last on that video. Um, you can find it on the Check the Candy YouTube page. So go to that page and check it out. I was the priest in the first half, and I was the killer in the second half. So go check that out. Um, yeah, now I'm doing that. I'm actually way more into short films. So I'm watching a whole bunch of those on YouTube, and found like a good list, maybe 40 or so films that I've watched that I'm gonna go back through and review every one. Just real short clips of just probably like a 10-minute video. Um, and I've actually started to think of an idea on using Instagram, going live just on some random note. And the first person that joins me, interview them for like 5 minutes. Um, Still thinking of a name. Um, but I thought it'd be kind of cool, because people that don't really get to be on podcasts a lot and they just have a phone, it'd be a cool way to talk to them and get their story real fast of how they got into horror or their favorite films or whatever. So I thought that'd be kind of cool to incorporate everyone and just do like a full list of people. So but yeah, so that's what's going on with me. You can find me at Scream For Me Pod, or I'm sorry, Scream For Me Pod Show. You can find me at Old Man Ghost Face on Instagram, Twitter, and yeah, that's it. And then just Scream For Me Pod Show on YouTube. So
Sweet, dude. All the links are down in the description, so go and show him some love. Show him some
yeah,
love. I was on
appreciate it.
his podcast a couple weeks back, and we had an awesome time. So
Dude, we did
really appreciate you coming on for my my coming back to YouTube. So I appreciate you,
inaugural
man.
episode. Yeah, man, of course. Thank you so much for thinking of me, and thank you so much for having me on here. I always love shooting the shit with you and just talking about movies and other stuff. And like I said, we get each other really well. So it's like just the banter is so much fun because we just, we know what's funny, and we just like just go for it. So I fucking love that. So yeah, thanks again, man, for having me on.
Hell yeah, dude. And we're happy to have you on anytime.
Hell yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's it. Leave a like, all that good shit. Subscribe if you haven't.
Subscribe. Subscribe, baby.
Subscribe. And
Scooby.
and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Peace.